Hi there, this is Love Johar. Thank you so much for tuning into this video and thank you so much for watching this channel. Today we will discuss very important master direction on information and technology, governance, risk controls and assurance practices from Reserve Bank of India. So these are the guidelines which will be applicable very soon in 2024. So you have to make sure that you understand what are the guidelines. Here you can see these directions shall come into effect from April 1, 2024. What are these guidelines of Reserve Bank of India? What are the direction in terms of IT cyber security? So please watch this carefully so that you can get the more details out of it. So now let us try to understand what all this describes. What are the guidelines of RBI about? So it talks about information security audit. It talks about business continuity and disaster recovery management. And the link of this document will be there in the description of this video so that you can refer to it. It talks about cyber incident response and recovery management, vulnerability assessment, penetration testing. What are the guidelines to be followed for the organizations? Okay, it clearly lays out. Okay, so for all the banking sectors who are actually coming under the all the categories which are laid out here, you can see commercial banks, small finance banks, payment banks, non-banking financial companies, credit information companies, all actually have to abide by these guidelines. Okay, so let us try to understand what are these guidelines. So it starts with IT governance framework. Okay, how should you lay out the IT governance framework? What all you should have in place? You should have risk management. Okay, you should have resource management, you should have performance management, business continuity, disaster recovery management. All this should be in place. Okay, and you should have a proper governance structure and processes necessary to meet the strategic objectives of the business. You should have board of directors. All this actually has to be followed. Okay, and you should have adequate oversight mechanisms to ensure accountability and mitigation of any IT and cyber information security risks. Okay, so it also talks about enterprise wide risk management policy or operational risk management policy. Okay, so all these directions which are laid out here should be followed properly because these are RBI guidelines, and as mentioned before, also these will be applicable very soon, April 1, 2024. So I think all of you out there who are actually in the governance, risk, and compliance, this video is for you. Okay, try to understand these guidelines, what all it entails, and what are the roles of senior management and IT steering committee. Okay, what all you should have in place. You should have necessary IT management processes. So all this has to be properly followed. It includes a lot of details, and what are the priorities of a head of IT function. What should be done if you are IT head. It talks about that role as well. Okay, IT services management, it talks about service management as well. It talks about third party arrangements as well. Okay, so capacity management, project management, change and batch management, very detailed level of guidelines being provided. Audit trails as well. Okay, you should have logging capability for all the systems that you have. Audit trails should be enabled. So all the details, controls, physical and environmental controls should be in place for data center. So very important document. I think access control also is there. What all controls you should have. You should have proper supervision of physical controls as well. So controls on teleworking, for mobile working as well. It has for hybrid workflows. It has all the details for teleworking in secure environment. So I think very important framework. Now here it talks about risk management as well. You have to define all the roles and responsibilities for risk management. So I think overall a very important document. Again, I would say, if you want to lay down all the guidelines of RBI, here it gives the direction for CISO as well, what CISO has to do. Okay, so it clearly lays out all the directions for CISO as well. So I think a very important document, again, now it focuses on conduct of vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, how it should be done, what is the period of this assessment, how frequently should it be performed. And I think overall a very detailed document, a very precise document by RBI. And if you fall under this category, please understand this document. And again, if you have any questions, I think these are very pretty clear instructions by RBI. And again, if you have any instructions or any questions, any comments, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. However, this is very detailed, um, representation of all the requirements that RBI wants you to comply with. So again, if you fall under these sectors, if you fall under commercial banks, if you fall under small finance banks, payment banks, and you are managing the governance, risk, and compliance, for these banks, and you are actually handling the controls, I think this document is very important for you, because you have to understand all the things which are mentioned here. Very important, because it will be in effect very soon. So thank you so much for watching. Take care.